Let's head to the Upper East region now, where the regional minister, Stephen Yakubu, is demanding a halt in the firing of arms as the Regional Security Council meets with traditional authorities in the Bawku municipality to resolve the recent disturbances that led to the death of at least 9 people. Military personnel deployed to the area accused of carrying out these murders have since described the incident as an operation geared at neutralizing the threats posed by armed men. Briefing the traditional authorities in Bawku, the regional minister, Stephen Yakubu, says Bawku must work towards peace despite their differences.
When this conflict started, or 1.5 years ago, we have been trying our best to make sure that this conflict is ceased and for Bawku to come back to its normal activities. We all know banks have closed, schools have closed, hospitals have closed. Commercial activity is completely almost zero. People are scared. These are the facts of Bawku. These are the realities of Bawku. What are we doing? My fathers, my brothers, my mothers. What are we doing? Please, 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 let all the guns in Bawku be silenced. Let us put Bawku back to the map of Ghana. Let us seek peace. That is the only way, peace, whatever it is. Let us have peace. In conflict situations, it is usually women and children who suffer the most. And we all know over the years that fighting never solves any problem. It rather draws us back. It rather increases our poverty levels.
Well, Albert Sorry is our Upper East regional correspondent. He's joining us now with more. Albert, first of all, tell us where you are and what you're gathering about that meeting, which has already ended. What's been the fallout?
Yes, so the meeting is just, the minister is wrapping up the tour today, just at the Bawku Municipal. Hello?
I'm with you, Albert.
Yes, so the minister is wrapping up the tour today. We are just currently at the Bawku Municipal Assembly, where he's gone into a meeting with the REGSEC and the Municipal Security Council as well. But he's been meeting both the Kusasis and the Mampusis at their various areas, where he's been engaging with them, talking about how the conflict is affecting the town. At both areas, the people were not happy with the regional minister, mainly because he's the head of the Regional Security Council. So their frustrations were basically directed at the leadership, both the political leadership and the security as well, because they feel that the nature of things that are happening in Bawku are such that the security should be on top of the issues and be able to nip some of them in the bud. Now, you get the sense that the people feel that the Regional Security Council is basically scratching the surface when it comes to the real issues that are threatening the peace and security of the township. And for that reason, they both expressed their frustration. You get the sense that they were even angry at the regional minister because they feel that the real issues are there, but the REGSEC is not really tackling the issues and is rather engaging in these kinds of meetings, which they feel will not really yield the kind of results that the Bawku Township needs.
The Deputy Defense Minister Kofi Amankwa has also been addressing the gathering, and we know that other officials are also present. What more have they been saying?
Right, so mainly is the regional minister who has been doing the talking as far as these meetings are concerned. Apart from him, the rest of the people that are on the tour with him, talking about the regional police commander and both the commanders for the customs as well as the Ghana Fire Service and even the NIB as well, they didn't really speak much. They are just on the tour, accompanying the minister and taking notes, doing data gathering, etc. So it's been mainly the minister who has been speaking and responding to the issues that have been raised so far by the people of Bawku. And he's also assured them as he wraps up his meeting less than an hour ago with the Mampusi side of Bawku. He's been assuring them that REGSEC is taking all their views on board and they are going to do everything within their power to try and bring lasting peace to Bawku.
Well, thanks, Albert. Sorry. Monitoring developments in the Upper East for us. I want to bring in Dr. Adam Bona, security analyst, on this. Doc, so that tour is rounding off in the Upper East region. Are you delighted about the assurances from the Regional Security Council?
It's difficult. Good afternoon. It's difficult to be delighted by the assurances by the Regional Security Council. We've seen this too many times. I was part of the delegation that was in Bawku somewhere last year. We met, both sides. We met the youths on both sides, and we sort of brokered a certain, temporary peace. But it didn't last too long. Afterwards, they went back to, the same shoot and hide. Hit and run. The killings have continued. It is some effort put in there, but I think that the country can do better than this. I'm actually hearing, I would have wished that you would ask your reporter to confirm or to deny if he was there, but I'm hearing while the meeting was taking place, there were gunshots. And so if that is true, then it would go to show what I'm talking about. As far as I'm concerned, no effort should be rubbished. But I think we need to, the state would have to do a lot more than it is doing at the moment with regards to confronting the evil that has infested Bawku. It needs to be dealt with head on.
The sector minister there, or the regional minister there, I should say, asking that all parties come together. He's trying to deploy the traditional leadership in the community to try and act. Of course, that's the fastest way of getting results, no?
Well, it should be the fastest way, but I think the division, you can see that the two feuding parties, what seems to be dividing them, for me, that is what we need to look at. It's the usual chieftaincy that must be looked at, if you ask me. And so, you are aware that they pulled out of the Peace Council dialogue, for, what do you call it, what's the name, for Bawku. And so as far as I'm concerned, yes, dialogue is very important. But how do we dialogue when, we are not able to bring them to a round table to talk? How do we dialogue? You know that every now and then you hear killings taking place there, and as we speak, how do we dialogue if over the period there's been about 100 people killed, and we don't know how these people died. Homes have been burnt, And so I think that I would say the dialogue is important, but let's look at it from the point of view of putting in an inquiry. Let's know the last 2 years, the last 1 year, those who have died, how did they die? Because then, how do you dialogue with me if you come into my house and you kill my relations? And the next day you come in and tell me to come and sit at the round table when I'm staring at the guy who killed my relations and you haven't arrested him and prosecuted him. So there are, the issue of Bawku is multifaceted. You have to put your ears on the ground and then, speak to those who are there, maybe pay, a visit there. Then you would understand that, yes, going there to have a conversation with them is important, but I think we can do better than that. We can simply do better than that.
Right, indeed we can do better, but not much has been heard from the military ever since the shooting incident. Do you suspect that there might be a cover-up on the true, cause of the shots that were fired, and for which we should have an independent audit or investigations into the matter?
Well, I think that it is important to institute some inquiry into the killings in Bawku. It is alleged that the military is part of the killing, has been part of the killing. The military has countered that argument. Their counter argument is that some people wearing military uniforms who are not military officers in the area have infiltrated the ranks of the Mamproses and the Kusasis and, killing everybody they get on site. Frafres, Moses, Bimuabas, killing people randomly. And so we need to know, without instituting this probe, it becomes, something that, if you ask me, that will not go anywhere, because then people are aggrieved, people are angry. How do you start a dialogue without investigating what has taken place? Both sides have complained. The Kusasis, the Mamproses, have complained of losing relations, very close relations. The town, some sections of the towns are becoming very empty. Frafres have lost relations. Recently, some what's the name? Dogombes were arrested. Call them. Moses have been killed, and Mamproses, Kusasis. And so my point is that how do you go and dialogue when you are not ready to know the truth? The truth is important. Once you know the truth, after the inquiry, you put the cards on the table. You did this, you did that, that person did this. If we have state security agencies, whether they've been infiltrated or they themselves who have committed some of these atrocities, let's get them punished. And I would say that even the probe, let's just not limit it to the recent killing, because the Mamproses, both sides, Mamproses and Kusasis, have complained of killings. And so if you go in there and you go to dialogue, I'm telling you that it won't take more than a month or two. The killings will continue unabated. So for me, I think let's have a plan. What we don't have in dealing with Bawku is a plan. We do not have a roadmap with regards to, okay, we are going to spend the next 1 year, every week or every month. This is what we are going to do incrementally. Obviously, it is not everybody who will be ready to be brought onto the table. Right. But let's do that incrementally. We don't have a plan. If you ask me, what is the plan in ensuring that peace returns to Bawku, I'm not aware of any documented plan. It is the usual knee-jerk approach where killings take place, delegation go in there, sit people down, don't stop killing one another. After a month, you don't see it. 2 months, yes, they go back to the killing again. But there hasn't been any plan, if you ask me, to confront the ills of Bawku. And until such a time that there is a roadmap in dealing with the canker, the conflict that has engulfed Bawku. Once upon a time, a thriving town has become a ghost town, a pale shadow of itself. And we haven't heard anything. The military is not talking directly to the issues. Obviously, I'm sure they are preparing and trying to come out with a report. But on the part of the central government, I would want to see the central government also put in a word. Let's know what is going on. Obviously, the regional minister who is head of REGSEC in the region would be representing the state. But I think that Bawku has gone beyond REGSEC in the Upper East. The issue of Bawku goes beyond, the REGSEC of Upper East lacks capacity when it comes to dealing with the ills of Bawku. So I think that we need central government from Jubilee House in dealing with the issue of Bawku. But if you leave it in the hands of REGSEC, MUSEC, and the rest, I'm telling you that call me back next year on the 6th of February, and this issue would have been, worse than we are talking about today. There is no roadmap.
That's not what we're praying for, but certainly I hope that the authorities will take into consideration your call. Dr. Adam Bona, thank you for joining us.